Okay, please open the HubSpot site by a new tab also.
Say again, sorry.
Open the HubSpot in new tab also, please.
Okay, so that's there. So when you do the search manually, so if you type in just tier list, it's got two sets of lists. One is called channels, and one is called past videos.
Okay.
Now, the channels picks up a couple of things. So it picks up the live channels that usually will have tier list somewhere in there, but it also picks up where the streamers have put in tier lists as part of their description as in terms of their about page, or they have it in some kind of title somewhere on their stream. And then the videos, they usually have it as part of the title of the video. The trouble with searching for videos is you can only search in certain categories of the videos. And the trouble with searching channels is you end up with things that have tier lists not necessarily in the right areas, from what I can see from the API. But what we normally do when we're doing this manually is we would look at the videos and literally just copy down a couple of bits of information, which is kind of what we're asking for. So the total number of followers, the name of the streamer, plus the fact whether they're partner or not. So this little purple indication tells us whether a partner.
Can you please go back? Just go back. Please repeat the process. You just click on the video.
Yeah. So just type in tier list here, and then we just click on the video because it's got the streamer's name, and we just go through there. Obviously, there are some duplicate videos when streamers have done more than one stream. On the old API, on the one that's been removed early next year, you can just search this area, but you can't with the new API from what we can see, which is a bit annoying. So the easiest way to do it is by channels from what we can see. But yeah, we just go into here. So this guy has done a tier list. So we just look at him. We don't really care what the video is. And then we just copy the name of the streamer and the number of followers he's got. And then we don't have the information here whether he's an affiliate or a partner, because there's no indication. Well, he's not a partner, but we don't know whether he's an affiliate or not. But then obviously the API has extra information, which we also want to copy if we can, which is why we've asked you for some of the extra fields, which we can't do in there. And then that basically comes up with a list. And I think I showed you before what that list looks like. So it's pretty basic from what we've got now, which is why we wanted to do it by HubSpot with the API, because it will actually help us in the long run. So essentially, this is what we've got here. So we've done the search manually, and we then copied the Twitch handle, the URL for the streamer, the number of followers, the language, and then when we've done it, and whether this column's actually whether they've streamed more than once. And you can see we've done that for quite a while, but
here is
time to do this process.
There is one query, sir. There is one query. On the record number.
Say again?
Here is my one query. I want to clear one thing. Yeah. Here is showing the number of followers is at 1200 and language is English, right?
Yep.
This is for the one. This is for only one video, but against one such there exists more than one video.
Sorry, I didn't understand. You have to say that again.
When we search the tier list, right?
Yep.
It gives us a number of videos, more than one videos, right?
I'm sorry, I'm not quite understanding. It gives you,
When you search in the Twitch, just
yep,
put the query tire list, right?
yep, yep.
The search result gives us more than one records, more than one channels, more than one videos, right?
Right, yeah, it will do. So um when you search in here, it will give you lots and lots.
Yes. Which one
Yes,
is
that,
our the required followers? Which one is, because it gives us a lot of records.
okay, yeah. So this is why we said well, this is why I said when you get the records, the
Mhm.
important thing is to search on the title. So um when you come up with this, so this guy here, so this is obviously the name of the streamer. This is the number of followers they got. But what they'll have, so this is currently one that he's doing at the moment, is he's got a title for the stream. And this is the keyword that we're looking for when they write in tier list on the title, which is why we're saying you may need, you need, so you'll have lots of information, and then it's just that we only want records that have this in the title. The rest of it we don't want to see, because
In the title, if there is the word exists, tire list or tire space list.
yes,
If
yes,
if these word exists, then we need to give the we need to take the title and followers both, and also language, right?
yeah. So basically, think of it this way: say we had, say when you've done the initial search channels search, right? You have 100 streamers come up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it comes up with 100 streamers, but then what you want to do is then search the titles, and if it has either tier list as one word or tier space list as two words, then you might only have 30 streamers left. We only want those 30 records. We don't want the other 70 records.
Okay.
Okay, and basically out of that 30, then you'll have 30 30 Twitch handles, which is this or user IDs. I can't remember what the API calls it, but you'll have 30 of these, this bit of information,
Mhm.
and then that's the one that you want to do the other searches on. Okay,
Sorry,
that's when we want.
repeat again,
So
please.
yeah, so out of those 30 streamers, right, you'll end up with 30 names like this.
Mhm.
Okay, right, those are the key, that's the key bit of information, and then you can do the other searches on it, so the get user and the follow account. Okay,
Okay.
so I mean, I don't know how you program that, you know, that's kind of your specialty, not mine. um, but that's, you know, essentially that first search you're doing is just getting a big list. Then you need to do a keyword search out of the data that you've got, for tier list and tier space list, and then that will give you the information to say, okay, I've got X number of users that have different usernames, and I've got 30 of those, and I need to search those 30 for the other information, and those are the only records we want. Because if you just do a search of tier list, if I just type in tier list now, it gives me a whole load of random information
Mhm.
that I don't necessarily need to see. It gets worse if you type in tier space list. It gets much worse, because it ends up with people that are playing games that have list in the title. Like this is a game called Enlisted, which is actually excuse me. So this is a game called Enlisted, which has nothing to do with the tier list. It's
Mhm.
just because it's got list in the title, which is why we need to do a keyword search, because otherwise we'll end up with all this information we don't want.
Okay. I understand. There is one query again, please.
Mm-hmm.
When we search the tire list, it gives us a list of channels where the words tire or list exist. and multiple videos, right?
Right.
We need to search in the title of videos only or channel also.
Um, it's predominantly going to be the videos because most streamers wouldn't call themselves tier lists. So this one here that calls himself tier listers,
Yes.
there's a few of those, but it's a very small number. We're more interested in streamers that have a different name that are playing that are doing a tier list. Okay, it's an activity, right? So that's what we're more interested in because the majority aren't going to have their name as tier listers. So there's somebody here doing one now, but he's called Lucky Wolf. He's a
Mhm.
partnered streamer, so he's a big streamer, and he just has tier list in his title. You see here. So
Yes.
his channel name, his username has nothing to do with the tier list, and
Mhm.
that's going to be the same for 99.9% of streamers. They're not going to have tier list in their handle.
Okay. 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 Okay.
So I mean,
Uh,
yeah, one way you could do it is just by putting in some kind of programming law to ignore tier listers because there's not many.
sorry. I need to search in the channels also.
No. I'm just saying you just do it. You know, do it whatever way you think is best. But yeah, we're just looking for the people that are doing a tier list, either the two ways of spelling it, and then we're just interested in grabbing their handle and then doing the other searches on whatever their Twitch handle is.
Okay. Okay. I understand. Please put,
So
please next go forward. Please put the data, put, search and put the data in HubSpot. I just want to check how you are putting the fields in the HubSpot. Please.
okay, so in HubSpot, what I'm hoping I mean, I can do some work on this afterwards. You know, when you've got the API working, but um, you have to excuse me as well. I'm not that familiar with HubSpot. It's something we are learning. Um, so the information that we've asked from you, so the endpoints, the API endpoints, we want those as fields. Okay.
Okay.
So you've got Twitch username here. That's great. And then the other fields we want here. The default ones that are in here, we'll get rid of those and change them as we need. But in terms of what you're putting in, we want them listed here. If we can, and I'm not sure. Again, you're more familiar with HubSpot than me. There is one of the items we requested was the profile picture URL. If we can put that in as a picture, that would be great because that would help us to visualize the contact as well. If that's not possible, then just let me know. But essentially, those are the fields that we want, and then to have the information populated as per the fields. The extra information we don't worry about
Max,
what's. Yep.
can you please create one card?
Yeah,
Uh,
I can do that.
it's a red
Yeah.
button. It's a red button in the corner to create the card. Yeah.
Um,
Not manually, not manually. Please search from the Twitch and put the data here.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we could pick Lucky Wolf, seeing as we found that earlier a minute ago. Right, so we would then have. Well, it's not going to have the right bits here because we haven't set up the fields, have we?
It will give us. We put the data, first name, last name, and email. It will give us.
I think I tell you what. Why don't I'll do this offline because it'll be easier for me to do. Maybe I can sort this out now, but I guess what are you asking for? Are you asking for specifically what fields to fill out? Because I thought that would be obvious from the. I mean, like if we have to create a property, then that's fine. We can do, which
Yeah.
we'll have to do for the API that we requested. So I think I very specifically listed out the information that we're looking for in the original request and the document that I sent through. So the lead gen info. So it's this one. So there should be a so we need, basically these would be the fields here. Probably I can put in another column here just to say, look, create HubSpot field here if you want. I can put another column in, but basically, yeah, it would be the total number of followers. Yeah, when it was created, the email, the profile ID, the description, the broadcaster type. Okay, title we don't need, but the ID, display name, login, and broadcaster language, those are the fields that we'd need. We're going to add other fields on there later, as you can imagine, because as we do some more research on these users, we'll add some fields in, but they won't be coming from Twitch. That will be other research that we do.
Okay. Please create the fields, required fields in the HubSpot, and just update this document with the new column with the HubSpot field name.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah.
Also, please give me one favor more, please. When you created the HubSpot fields, just put the data manually from the Twitch and put in the HubSpot and make a short video, just 30 seconds, please.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So yeah, I'll do a quick video on, okay, I'll create the fields in HubSpot then, and I'll do a short video about how it is, how it should look from a manual one. But the thing is, I won't have all of this information because it's not publicly available. It's in the API, but I can just make some up and just say, like, well, this would be a typical piece of information for that.
Okay.
I don't know how, as I said, I'm still getting used to HubSpot, but I don't know how how images are displayed in HubSpot.
Yeah, we need to put only links of the images, I think.
I was under the impression you could put images in HubSpot, because it would be great to have. Essentially, when it says profile URL image, it's this image here. If we could have that, because you can see it's displayed here, it's a very easy way to recognize one streamer versus the next. So if we can have that in HubSpot, that would be brilliant, and be very useful for us.
One thing, please, you just need image URL or image itself in the HubSpot, please.
If we can get the image itself, I assumed if we get the image URL, there's some way that we can program it in to copy and paste it across. If that's not possible, then, you know, I don't expect you guys to do that. I've not asked you to do that in the original scope. If you can, that would be great. But if you can't, don't worry about it. It's not the most important piece of information.
Actually, I remember I do this type of task for one of my client. He just required to put the images in the HubSpot, but we were failed, and I just contact with the HubSpot support. They sorry to me. They say that we have not such API. It's API in the pipeline. We will develop and let us know. So I think right now there is no API to put the images in the HubSpot. We will put that link to the HubSpot. No problem.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, just put the link. And as I said, we can do it later on, and that's fine. It's just useful to capture it, because it would have given us a reference. But yeah, just put the link in there. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right. And I won't be able to do the video tonight. I'll have to do it tomorrow. But yeah, is there anything else you guys need to know?
Yeah, we will put the queries if there is any. We will put the query in HubSpot. Sorry, WhatsApp. Right now it's clear. Right now there is no problem.
Okay.
Okay. One thing. Can you please show the total number of channels in HubSpot in Twitch, please?
What do you mean, the total number of channels?
That we want to search. or we want to only search the specific channels?
I don't know how many channels there are in, okay, right, I see what you mean. So we're not going to be able to search all Twitch channels. There are just too many. So
You want to search only specific channel that you have mentioned in the document, right?
so no, so there are too many channels in. So as I understand it, with the search channels API, you need to add on, you basically need to say how many times you're going to do that search, right? Is that correct?
Sorry,
Um,
ask again, please.
so, well, okay. So basically, we'd like to search all channels in Twitch, but we understand we might be limited by the sheer number that, or the number of channels there are on Twitch. So we're okay doing it over time to search channels. So if we need to, it can take a few weeks or months or whatever. That's fine. When you do when you search for tier list like this, just in the Twitch search, the videos come up in terms of a chronological order. So in terms of time, so when they were done. So these ones are yesterday, 2 days ago, and it goes on like that. So what I've done when I've done it manually, just to help you think about how we might do it with the API, is I've just done it. I've just done a snapshot for a day, and I tried to do it on a regular basis, but it's very difficult. So that's probably the easiest way to do it, is just by doing it via time and doing it within that last 24 hours or the last day. And there should only be about 30 to 40 records. So for example, on this day, I only found 41 people that had streamed a tier list on that day. So it should be under 100 records, put it that way, that have streamed in the last 24 hours for a tier list. So that's what we're looking for. But I haven't specified that we're searching specific channels. I've just typed in tier list, and then this is what it's come up with.
One query again, please. Let's suppose we have searched the tier list and we get a video where the title exists, the keyword tier list, and we will get the followers and user ID and something that we want, and we will just put the HubSpot. In future or tomorrow, when our script run again, this record exists already. We need to update this record, or just we need to skip?
I mean, we'll be willing to skip it if that's simpler. We can always update this API later. So if that's simpler, we can just skip it.
Okay.
So if we've had that record before, just for simplicity for now, so that we don't, because I don't want to increase the scope of the work that you're doing, let's just skip it. So if we have another streamer called Dr. Clutch, we just skip it the next time around, because we've already captured it. We already know that they're a potential customer for us, so we don't need to see it again. The only thing that changes when we get a so out of the data, the only thing that changes is the follower number.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that really changes. So it would be useful for us to know whether somebody has more followers. So if we look at let's look at this one, Wade Ataku. So I don't know, I haven't updated all of them, but if they've done more than one, yeah, so this one was 111,000 people, and I think in the other one it was 97. So they've got an extra 14,000 followers in the space of.
It means we need to update the number of followers.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only field. Let me have a check. Yeah, that's the only field that will change. All the, I mean, okay, so the description might change, and the follower might change. The description and the okay, so these three would change. The only one that's really important is the user number of followers changing. The rest of it should stay the same, or isn't so relevant for us if it changes. But again, if it's simpler for you, don't bother doing it. We don't necessarily need it. All we need to know is that we've got Wade Otaku as a potential customer. That's what we need to know, and we have an indication that he's a big or a small streamer. So we know this one's actually a massive streamer. You know, so he or she is a very important customer for us. So that's the information that we need to know.
Okay.
If it's not updated, it's not an issue for us. So I think just keep on the scope that we originally asked for, so that we don't keep increasing it for you, because otherwise it's just going to take you longer to do. So just stick with this list, and if we get a duplicate, just ignore it and just keep the original.
Okay. One thing is not clear. I am sorry, there is a language barrier because English is not my mother tongue. Can you please explain this again? How number of channels we need to search daily? On which base? Is these name of channels already defined that we want to search? Are there is something else? I don't understand about this.
Okay, so it's a really good question, and it's something when I was coming up with this scope of work was quite challenging, because there's no defined list. We don't know who is going to be streaming a tier list. Okay, so if I search for tier list now, right? I'm just going to pick the first video record just for my so this person here, Bio Frost lol. If I check the original list that I did, let's see if he or she is on there. So they're not there. So that streamer I didn't know about. Okay.
Okay.
So I've just done a search. I didn't know about them. So I have not searched for a specific streamer. I've just searched for tier list. So I didn't know they existed before. And I did this. The last time I updated this was 1 month ago. And that's common in Twitch because there are new streamers come on board. There are new people that do tier lists, and there are people that go back to it that we've never captured before. Okay. So the list will always change. So we're not going to be searching specific streamers. We won't be doing that. We have to search all streamers. If you're worried about the number of searches we're doing, there is a way that we can reduce that, which is by searching by game ID, which is another way we can approach it if you need to reduce the search parameters. So let me explain that. So most people, when they're streaming, so let's most people when they're streaming tier list, they'll be doing it in just chatting. Tends to be the way that they do it, which is the game ID. But that's the only way you can do it. But yeah, we're not searching a specific list of streamers. It's anybody on Twitch that might be doing a tier list. I don't know if does that explain it for you? Are you still confused or?
Still confused. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Can you please just write down the document, please? I think it will be better for me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, please write down in the document and just share in the WhatsApp. It will be better. If we do the written communication, it will be better. Please. It's difficult.
I'm just thinking of another way I can explain it. It's really tough.
Yeah, please.
So what is your challenge? What's your difficulty? And then maybe I can understand that a bit more and understand a way that I can phrase it.
The issue is we are just talking about the tire list, right? This is the one search.
Yep.
Tire list or tire and space list. This is the one search.
Yep.
In the search result, there are multiple videos. I need to just check the tire list or tire and space list keyword in the title of all the videos. If any video have this title from these both titles, if any video, then I need to check the user of that video. We need to get the user information, the followers of that users, and profile image, and multiple things that you have mentioned, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I
that's for
understand.
any.
I
And that's for
understand.
any streamer on. Yeah, that's for any streamer on Twitch.
Yeah.
The key is just the title, so that should remove. Once you've done the initial search, that should remove 99.9% of streamers. There will only be a few people, as I said, around between 50 and 100 people that are streaming a tier list in the title of their video. That should remove the 99.9% of the information that you receive. And then
otherwise we have the lots of. Okay.
Yeah, so this is, you just described this. You described exactly this. So as you say, the videos that they've done, or whether they're live and they've got a title.
I understand, sir. I understand. But
Okay.
My question is, we are just discussing only tire list.
Yep.
We need to get only tire list data.
Yeah. So again, so this list here, right? There's what? I mean, I haven't been doing this for too long, but there's only 551 records here. Okay. This is a little back actually, so out of all of the streamers on Twitch, there's only 551 that I've captured that have been streaming tier list. So it's not that big a number. And essentially that's from these videos here. And if you look today, I don't know, there's what, 10, maybe 20, 30, yeah, 30 or 40 maybe that are doing tier lists in the last 24 hours. So it shouldn't be that many. But they've all got tier list. I've only done obviously one search for it, but they've all got tier list in a title.
I understand.
We know, so we know that they're a potential customer for us because they got tier list in a title, because they do it as an activity. And then we just want to capture once we've got their user ID, we can then do the other searches, which gives us the information on them as a user. And that's what we're interested in, because that tells us, one, they're a customer, and then two, or potential customer, and then two, what, it gives us this information. So we need the language because we need to know how we contact them. This information is, we think we will need this for further searches when we develop the program.
Okay.
The title is just, we don't need to capture this information, but it's just what we need to search on. The broadcaster type is very important because it tells us if they're a partner, that means they have lots of viewers, which means they're, a high priority target for us. Description, that will just help us just understand who they are without having to go into Twitch. We were talking about the URL a minute ago. I don't think we're going to get many emails because it seems there's an extra bit of security behind that, but we'll see when they're created. So that tells us whether they're a new or an old streamer. And then this is really important for us, is the number of followers. So if they have lots of followers, then again, that's important for us because that tells us that they're again a high priority target. So that's why we're capturing that information. But as I said, we only need it for people that are streaming a tier list. We don't need all the other streamers.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I have cleared about 99%. I will ask the query if there is any in the group, in the WhatsApp.
Okay, but we should only end up with, as I said, look, we should only end up with about 50 records in the last 24 hours. So, and if you do it by day in terms of running it, that's what we should end up with. We don't need to capture all of the ones that have been before now. We can just start from day one. So you could just do it time based as to when they've streamed.
But there is a problem. There is a
Okay.
problem is you have said that we need to update one field, that is the followers, number of followers. So if we search only the time based, let's suppose we have searched the streamers only last 24 hours, it means the old streamers have changed, might we have changed the number of followers, then what we do?
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. I don't worry about updating it. As I said, if we get duplicate records, we'll just ignore it, and then we won't go back and update it because we don't really need to know that now. It's not as important for us now. We can do that later if we need to, or have another API that does it for us. Let's just focus on the core piece of this, which is the original scope that we put out. Otherwise, we'll end up with scope creep, and it will take you guys more time. And make it more complicated than it needs to be. So let's stick to the original scope and just capture these people. And if we get duplicates, just ignore the duplicate. We'll just go with the original record.
Okay, I understand, sir. I understand. And I am really grateful to you. What a nice person, sir. You have taken a lot, you gave me a lot of time. And most of clients do not like such type of time to doing for something. He just put the requirements and just say that we do it.
No, it's fine. Well, we want to get this to work. This is going to save us a lot of time. So putting this list together, I have to, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. It takes me hours to do this. Yeah, and we were gonna do it via Zapier, and we just thought, why are we gonna? Because we'd end up paying Zapier like $20 a month. We just thought, well, let's just get it sorted in one go, get some proper API going, and then we've always got it available to us. So it's going to save us time and money doing it properly the first time around. So, I'm happy to work to get it right, and if we can do that. Then it will save us so much. If you've got more questions, I'm happy to, answer whatever I can. I'll try and get my developer to join our next call as well, because I'm not very technically minded. So hopefully if you have any other questions, he might be able to answer from a technical perspective, because he's a back-end developer. So, and he's getting himself familiar with the Twitch API. So I'll try and get him on the next call as well. And then if you've got any questions, we can maybe direct them his way too. Okay.
Thank you very much.
I guess, do you have any other things? Otherwise, enjoy your. Otherwise, enjoy your religious holiday.
Yeah, it's a religious holiday. It's Eid al-Adha.
Yes, here they call it, the Muslims here call it Hari Raya.
Okay.
It's the same. When I looked on Wikipedia, it's the same name. It's just a different, it's the same thing. It's just a different name. We only have 1 day holiday here though, because today was a public holiday here.
But here is a 3-day holiday. People sacrifice one animal in every family, and distribute the meat to poor. That is not affordable to meet. It's a time of sacrifice.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I don't think they do any sacrificing of animals here, as far as I know. But they might do behind closed doors. I don't know.
Yeah. Please create the HubSpot fields and just update the document status, please.
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow.
No problem.
Because I've got some other things I need to do now.
No problem.
But yeah, I'll do that tomorrow, and then let you know when I've when I've done that. It will take me a little while as well because I'm not very familiar with HubSpot. So yeah, I'll do that, and then yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, thanks very much, guys. Have a good few days. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Okay, sir. Bye. Thank you very much for your time.
Bye. No worries. Bye, Naveed.
Bye, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.